Results for elections in Rivers State will continue today.
The Independent National Electoral Commission adjourned the process after declaring results collated for 15 local government areas.
By 6 p.m. on Tuesday, the total number of local government areas declared was 15, prompting the Commission to adjourn the process till 10 a.m. today.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) was declared winner of the Rivers West and Rivers East Senatorial District, as well as the Degema Boni Federal Constituency.
To maintain security, the axis of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway around the INEC office has been cordoned off, while the police says access into the collation center will remain restricted.
Well, TVC News correspondent Uche Okoro joins us now from Port Harcourt. Uche, tell us how was Port Harcourt this morning after the collation that took place yesterday and in preparation for what is going to happen or the continuation of the collation later today?
Well, the mood around the city is very peaceful. There's been no incidents. Many people were expecting the state to burn down when collation and the declaration of results resumes. Because you know that in the build-up to March the 2nd, when the commission eventually fulfilled its promise to conclude the elections in the state, there have been series of protests. There's been so many protests. In fact, in some days, journalists were compelled to cover almost 2-3 protests and counter-protests for and against what's been going on in the state. So everyone was expecting that come March the 2nd, there's going to be the murder of all protests by various groups and, a lot of activity and negative emotions, being expressed on that day. But, I want to say surprisingly to everybody and to the relief of everybody as well, especially the security agencies, there's been no incident. It's been violence-free. There's been no crisis. The best, or maybe the worst that we've heard has been some complaints from some political party agents and governorship candidates who were refused entry into the INEC office where the process is ongoing. So that's as much as we've heard in terms of disturbance as regards this process. But so far, it's been very peaceful. It was peaceful yesterday, and right now I'm in Port Harcourt. I'm in the heart of the city, and it's still peaceful. So we're waiting for 10 a.m. when INEC says the process will resume today, again at its office.
Uche, you just mentioned that some party agents were refused entry into the INEC office. Do we know why they were refused entry?
Well, according to INEC said only those who have business at that particular collation center will be allowed access. Now, at the stakeholders meeting which held on Saturday, the Commission released guidelines for the resumption of this process. And according to the Commission, there was no recommendation or no aspect of that guideline, no point in that guideline stipulated that governorship candidates will be allowed to monitor the process. Rather, what the Commission insisted on is that every party should send an agent. One political party, one agent will be allowed in to monitor the process. Now, that's on the political side. Of course, you have observers who are also monitoring the process. You have security agencies, all arms of security agencies, immigrations, Nigerian Prison Service, and so on, all monitoring the process. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps as well as journalists and senior officers of INEC. So INEC said governorship candidates have no business in the collation center where this exercise is ongoing. So that's the reason that INEC is giving. But of course, those on the other side who were outside the gate, making their protest, were saying no, that they should have been allowed in. But INEC said no, it is one political party agent per political party. So that's what happened yesterday. Access was highly restricted, so no amount of protests were able to, cow the Commission into bending to their demand. So they weren't allowed access into the venue. We do not know if they will return today to make a second attempt. Like I said, we will be there at 10 a.m. to see how smoothly the process will resume today.
All right, 10 a.m. it is. We'll definitely keep a close tab with you, Uche Okoro, as we get more updates from the collation centers in Rivers State.